Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the Russian reconnaissance ships of the Meridian Vishnya Class. Be sure to like and subscribe. Now let's get right into it. Fact 1. Built in Soviet times. The Russian reconnaissance ships of the Meridian or Vishnya Class were all built during Soviet Union. Even though they're now classified as Russian reconnaissance ships, they were all built during the Soviet Union times, so really suited for Cold War reconnaissance against the Western countries that are battling against the communism ideology. The Soviet Union spent a lot more money on defense and military than the current Russian government, and as a result, they created this class of reconnaissance ships in order to better understand their enemies and what the enemies are doing. Now let's get into the next fact. Fact 2. Total of 7 ships. As I mentioned in the previous section, this class of ships were all built during the Soviet Union, and they built a total of 7 ships. These 7 ships are currently traveling all around the world in international waters, but generally off the coast of countries like the United States or Canada or other Western allied states, and continually monitor through radio, radar, and electronic means. They usually park next to the coast on places such as Cape Canaveral or the Vandenberg Air Force Base to monitor rocket launches or space launches from the United States. At the time of this video, there is a reconnaissance ship off the coast of Hawaii in international waters, but monitoring the United States state of Hawaii. These reconnaissance ships are designed for just one thing: total world reconnaissance and intelligence gathering. They're meant to just continue to sail in international waters, but close to enemy countries, and gather information that are publicly available but difficult to obtain because you would need to be off of international waters. Now let's get into the next fact. Fact 3. Armed with 30mm guns. Despite this class of ships being a reconnaissance intelligence gathering ship, it's actually armed with 6 30mm guns capable of self-defense. It also has mobile anti-air missile rocket launchers, such as the one you see here. So, despite the fact that it is an intelligence surveillance monitoring ship, it still has some weapons to defend itself. But the chances of it using this ship to launch a full-scale attack is not likely, because it's very limited in terms of the armaments that it has. Other types of attack ships or airplanes could easily defeat this ship if they really launch an offensive against it. And therefore, the 30mm guns and the mobile anti-air rocket launchers are really just to defend itself in case of an attack, but most likely the ship will radio immediately for help from Russian navies that has actual large warships that could defend itself and launch a counter-strike. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 4. Electronic and radar systems. As I mentioned in the previous sections, the main purpose of this ship is to use electronics, radar, and radio systems to conduct surveillance against other countries. This ship is equipped with very sophisticated radar and electronic devices that could potentially eavesdrop and capture enemy transmissions from a long distance and potentially even decode them using their own classified technology. You can say that this reconnaissance ship is really an electronic warfare reconnaissance ship because it doesn't actually have, for example, large telescopes or any kind of visual surveillance, but is mostly equipped with electronic radar and radio surveillance technology. This is very similar to the United States Navy's E-2 Hawkeye airplanes that are mainly used to broadcast radar and radio signals to survey the situation around them and provide electronic data back to the command center. Now let's get into the next and final fact. Fact 5. Monitors off coast. As I mentioned before, the electronic and radar and radio systems on this ship isn't designed to do long-range surveillance. The ship needs to be positioned close to the enemy country, ideally as close as possible so that it could gather intelligence. But remember, it cannot get too close because once it crosses international waters and into a country's territorial waters, it will be fired upon because it is a Russian reconnaissance ship. And so these ships need to carefully navigate off the coast of countries in international waters, but still maintain position so that their electronic systems can continue surveillance and capture the other countries' radio and radar transmissions. It would be interesting to see if these ships accidentally cross into the country's territorial waters and get fired upon. That's really a likely scenario because the Russian reconnaissance ships are getting closer and closer to other territorial waters. For example, at the time of this video, as I mentioned, there's a ship off the coast of Hawaii monitoring the United States military installations there. And the United States Navy has dispatched a naval warships to make sure that the Russian reconnaissance ship does not get too close. This is a very interesting ship indeed. Alright, thank you so much for watching my video. Please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.